Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we will discuss LeetCode question number 5, which is longest palindromic substring. So let's read the question. Given a string S, return longest palindromic substring in S. So we will be given a string S and we have to return longest palindromic substring from that S. So let's see the example test cases. So it is given that BA, BA, D. So in this, BAB is the longest substring, that is palindrome. Another one is ABA. ABA is also valid. Now let's see the next example, which is CBBD. So in this, BB is only the longest substring, that is palindrome. Okay, so let's discuss the approach. So one of the brute force approach that we can do is that we can generate all the substring and check each substring whether they are palindrome or not. If they are palindrome, then we will maximize, means check whether that is the maximum. If that is maximum, then we will store that. And means we will keep maximizing our result. So for this, the time complexity will be n cube, n square for generating all the substrings, and another n to check whether that substring is palindrome or not. So n square into n. So that is n cube. Okay, so n cube, which is very large, time complexity is very large. So we need to optimize. Okay, so let's discuss the optimize approach. So in optimize approach, what we will do, we will use a matrix. What will be the length and breadth of the matrix? That will be the length of the string only. Let's take the example of this only. This is of 5. So length of this matrix will be 5 and breadth will be also 5. So let's draw it 4 and another one 5. Four and 5. Okay, so indexes are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we will consider this matrix, which is of n cross n, which is the length of this string, is nothing but representing the string only. Means like this. We can consider it like this: B, A, B, A, D. Here also B, A, B, A, D. So how this matrix is representing the string? This cell, which is 0, 0. This cell, which is 0, 0, means it is representing a string that is starting from 0 and ending at 0. Let's mark the index here also: 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this index is this cell representing that a string starting with 0 and ending at 0. Okay, this cell is representing a string starting from 0 and ending at 1, and this cell representing a string starting with 0 and ending at 2, and so on further also. Okay, now this cell, what this cell is representing? This cell is representing a string starting from 1 and ending at 0. So we don't need to check the string in reverse order. This is representing a string starting at 1 and ending at 0. So this is a reverse string. So this is not required. So we require only this upper diagonal of this matrix. Upper diagonal. We don't need this lower diagonal, because the lower diagonal represent a string in the reverse order, and we don't need to check the reverse order of that substring for the palindrome, because that will be, if I got substring, that is palindrome, in normal order, then in reverse order also it will be palindrome only. Okay, so this is representing a string starting at 0 and ending at 1. Sorry, ending at 0. So first of all, what we will do, we will mark all the string with length 1. All the substring with length 1 is palindrome. A single character A is palindrome. So what we will do, we will mark all the diagonal as 1, means true. We can take this matrix as Boolean or integer. So 1 representing that it is a palindrome. So all the diagonal representing a substring with single character, means this diagonal representing a string starting with 1 and ending at 1. So a single character which will be palindrome only. So we will mark all the diagonal as 1 because they will be palindrome only. Okay. Now we have marked the diagonal of the matrix, means all the substring with single length as true, means any substring with single length will be a palindrome. Now, in the same way, we will do for the two length of the means two length of substring. So what are the two length of the substrings? So the string starting with 0 and ending at 1, length 2. The string starting at 1 and ending at 2, having length 2, A, B. Another string starting at 2, starting at starting at 2 and ending at 3, means this starting at 2 ending at 3 is the substring of 2 length. Okay, so we will mark these cells also. So for this we will check starting at 0 and ending at 1. So B and A are is B and A same? No, they are not same. So a substring consisting of B and A are not palindrome. If they are same, then only they are palindrome. So they are not same. So it will be 0. Now coming to this cell. This cell is saying a string starting with A and ending at B. So A and B are not same. So it will not a palindrome. Now coming to next. Next is B and A. Again it is not same. So it will be 0. Another is A and D. Again it is not same. So it will be 0. Okay. Now for 1 and 2 character, we will run a separate loop for marking them as palindrome or not palindrome. Okay. Now we will run, after this, we will run double for loop. The outer loop will be representing the length of the string. Okay. And inner loop will be the starting point. Starting point of the string. And we will consider the substring starting with starting with uh, starting with suppose I'm running a loop that is having len, okay, and len variable, and another inside loop is or that is having I. So I will consider a string that will be starting with I and ending and taking the substring till length, means I plus len I will take. Okay. So let's see here. So now for 3 length, if I am starting at 0 and considering a 3 length string, so that will be ending at 2. Okay, means starting at B and ending at B. So how we will get to know whether this means if I am starting with B and ending at B, whether this is a palindrome or not? We can simply check whether this character and this character are equal. If they are equal, and we will check the wait, let me explain you clearly. Suppose I'm checking this string BAB. Okay. So this is 0, 1, and 2. This is of 3 length. So I will check whether the starting and ending of this substring are equal. If they are equal, then I will check whether the substring in the middle of these two characters are palindrome or not. If this is palindrome, then only the whole string will be palindrome. Okay. So two conditions are there. One, this character should be equal, and the string that is appearing in the middle of this character should be palindrome. So if I'm considering a string that is starting with 0, okay, and of 3 length. 3 length means this one, this cell. So I can see that B and B are equal. Okay. After that, I will check whether the middle of this substring is palindrome or not. How we can check? We can check if I am this index and I want to go to this, then I can simply do I plus 1. And if I am at this index, then I can do I minus 1 and I can get this substring. In the same way, if I am at this cell, I checked if both characters are equal. I need to check whether the substring appearing between this is equal or not. So it is 0, 0, and 2. This is the substring 0 and 2. Okay. So 0 plus 1 will be 1 and 2 minus 1 will be 1. So I will check in the matrix at what is the value at 1, 1. So 1, 1 is 1. So if it is 1, means the middle of this string is palindrome. So we will make this cell also 1. Because we got starting and ending of the character is equal and middle of the string is palindrome. Then this is a palindrome. Okay. And at the same time, I will record the length also. Length and the starting position of the string. So starting is 0. So I will have a length and start. So here length is 3 and the start is 0. Okay. Now starting with 1, length 3. Starting with 1, length 3, which is this. So this we will check A and A. A and A are equal. Okay. Let me clear it. Okay. So now I am at this cell. So starting with A with and length 3. So it is A, A, B, A. Now I will check whether this character and this character equal. Yes, they are equal. Equal. Now, after that, I will check whether the middle substring is palindrome or not. So how we can do? So index for this is 1 and 3. So middle of this string. So middle will be I plus 1, which is 2, and 3 minus 1, which is 2 only. So I will check whether 2 and 2 means value at in the matrix at 2 and 2. So 2 and 2 is 1. Yeah, it is palindrome. So if it is palindrome, then the current substring is also palindrome. So I will mark it as 1. Okay, now coming to this. starting from B and ending at D, means this string B, A, D. So this character and this character are not equal. So we don't need to check the other condition. We can simply put it 0. In the same way, now we will loop for length 3 is over. Now it will start for length 4. Means starting at 0 and of length 4. So starting at 0, length 4, it will be here. Okay. So it is BA. BA is not equal, then it will be 0. Now starting with A, length 4, which is this one. So A and D are not equal, then 0. Now starting at 0 of length 5 means uh, B and D, this one. So B and D are not equal, then it will be 0. Okay. So now after completion of this, we will have the length of the substring, that is palindrome, and its starting position. If I know the length and the starting position, then we can use substr function and return the answer. Okay. So now let's see the code. Okay. Here I have taken a matrix that I have named is that as DP, and all the element are 0, and hmm, and after that I have taken a start and length, start 0 and length 1, and this loop I have run for all the one length of the string, and means marking all the diagonal as true if they are of length 1. And this loop I have run for 2 length. I'm checking whether this I and I plus 1 are equal. If they are equal, then I am recording the length and the starting position, and marking that as true. Yeah, with that 2 length substring is palindrome. Now after that I have started a general loop starting with length 3 and going till the length of a string. And inside that I have run a loop for the starting position of the string. Okay, so starting with 0, if I'm starting with 0 and length is L, then that will end at J, which will be I plus 1 minus 1. I plus L, I plus length, and minus 1. So ending index, I will get the ending index of the substring. So I'm checking whether the string in between of the current substring is palindrome, and the starting and ending character of the substring is equal, then it will be a palindrome. So I'm recording the length and the starting of that starting index of that substring and marking that substring as palindrome. After completion of this, I'm returning the result as s dot substr starting position and length of the substring. Okay, so let's run this code. Right, passing all the given test cases, let's submit it. Yeah, it passed all the given test cases. So time complexity for this is O of n square. O of n square, as we are using double for loop, and the space complexity is also O of n square, as we are using a matrix of n cross n. So the space complexity of O is O of n square. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Do like, share, and subscribe.